Hey everyone, so thrilled to have you all here today. Listen, if you're a student getting ready to step out into the professional world, you are exactly where you need to be. Today, we're diving into an explainer that really pulls back the curtain on what modern workspaces actually look like. We're going to break this down and see exactly how workplace diversity isn't just an HR requirement, it's literally your greatest competitive asset. We are talking about the secret sauce that makes companies win. So grab a notepad because this is going to completely shift how you look at your future colleagues.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap. 1. The real story of team diversity. 2. Defining inclusion through merit. 3. 3 core business benefits. 4. Practical tips for an inclusive culture. And 5. Winning together with a team approach.
All right, Section 1, Real Story of Team Diversity.
Before we get bogged down in corporate theories, let's ground this in reality, right? The source material uses the fast-paced corporate and startup culture in Ahmedabad as a perfect example, but honestly, this applies anywhere. Today's workplace, it's a complete melting pot. You're going to sit next to someone from South India, someone from the Northeast, maybe someone from a rural village. And look, it's really easy to fall into traps. People bring prejudices to work. They might think, how's their English? Or their food smells different, or even judge someone by their caste. When you do that, you aren't just insulting a coworker. You are actively, literally holding back your own progress and the whole team's potential.
Let's walk through this timeline together. This is the true story of Bhavesh. He's a 24-year-old IT team leader. Look at step 1, initial bias. Bhavesh had a specially abled colleague and a young woman from out of state on his team. And initially, he sidelined them. He just assumed they couldn't keep up with his pace. But then, step 2 hits, the technical problem. A massive project crisis strikes, and his absolute go-to guy, Sahil, completely fails to solve it. This is where it gets so cool. Step 3. That specially abled colleague jumped in with just incredible coding skills, and the woman from out of state offered a totally different geographical perspective. Together, they nailed this unexpected, out-of-the-box solution. And step 4, total client success. Bhavesh realized, hey, if everyone on my team was exactly like me, we never would have figured this out.
I absolutely love this quote from the source. Be the change, bring the change. Real change in your career kicks in when you stop looking at where a colleague comes from, or, what they look like, and start looking entirely at what they can actually do. Capability over background. Every single time. Moving right along. Section 2, Defining Inclusion through Merit. So we hear the word inclusion thrown around all the time, right? But let's actually redefine what it means when you step foot into an office. Inclusion is not about filling quotas or ticking HR boxes. It's about evaluating your colleagues based entirely on their skill and their hard work, their merit. It means making a conscious choice that personal background, caste, or geography, they carry absolutely zero weight in how you distribute work or value ideas. You measure people by their output and effort, period.
Let's put these mindsets side by side. Judging by capability means focusing on technical skills, problem solving, and work ethic. That pushes the whole team forward. Judging by stereotypes, on the other hand, means you're distracted by totally irrelevant things, like someone's accent or the clothes they wear. The source makes it super clear. Doing this doesn't just hold that one individual back, it literally anchors the entire team down. To be a top-tier professional, you really got to master that capability mindset.
Okay, Section 3, 3 core business benefits.
Now you might be wondering, okay, this sounds nice and all, but why do major corporations actually care about this? Well, here are the 3 core business benefits. 1. Increased innovation. You get that out-of-the-box thinking from diverse views, just like Bhavesh's team. 2. Better global market insight, which means understanding totally different customers. And 3. Higher productivity, because an inclusive, respectful environment genuinely boosts efficiency. It's an absolute high-performance engine.
All right, let's get into Section 4. Practical tips for inclusive culture.
So we know the why, let's talk about the how. Here are 3 practical steps you can start using on day 1. Step 1, avoid stereotypes. Step 2, practice the art of listening. And step 3, encourage cultural exchange. I really want to emphasize step 1 for a second. The source specifically warns against making jokes about someone's dress, language, or religion. Even if you're just being casual, a joke based on stereotypes can cause deep, unseen mental harm. Just don't be that person, okay?
Let's dig into step 2. Actively listening to quiet coworkers or those with language difficulties during meetings. This is absolutely crucial. In any meeting, you're going to have loud voices and quiet voices. Make it a habit to actively give everyone the floor. Encourage the quiet folks. Honestly, very often, the person who's maybe struggling to find the exact right English word has the brilliant idea that's going to save your entire project. If you aren't listening, you completely lose out on their genius. And for step 3, here's a super practical tip for cultural exchange. Use your lunch breaks to share food and learn about each other's festivals and holidays. I mean, who doesn't love lunch, right? The source points out that sharing a meal breaks down those invisible office walls faster than almost anything else. It builds trust, and trust builds incredibly strong cultural bonds.
Finally, Section 5, winning together with a team approach.
Let's tie this whole explainer together with a great analogy. Think about a cricket team. Could you win a match with 11 fast bowlers? No way. You need a batsman, a bowler, a keeper. They all do completely different things, but they cooperate for a shared win. A corporate team is exactly the same thing. Different backgrounds, unique skills, a shared goal. Homogeneity, having everyone be exactly the same, is a recipe for failure. It's those different, complementing roles that actually secure the win.
So, I want to leave you with this question to chew on. Have you ever made a big project successful with a colleague who thinks totally differently than you do? Think back to your group projects in school. Usually, those moments of friction lead to the absolute best results, right? As you step into the professional world, I challenge you to embrace that diverse Team India mindset. Embrace the differences, judge entirely on merit, and just watch how it transforms your career. Thanks so much for exploring this with me today. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next explainer.
एक कदम विकसित भारत की ओर।